are creatures of progression. And I wanted to talk about that because I've really been thinking about that a lot lately. We're children of God. We are creatures of progression. We want to progress. And the one thing that stops us from progressing is to not continue to learn. We need to continue to learn. We need to continue to grow. We need to continue to develop. I love it when I have my voice students or mentoring students who think they've reached a certain level in their network marketing business, or they've reached a certain level in their vocal. Like I've had a few students sign with major labels or, take off and they reach a certain level and they think they're finished. They think they don't need to learn anymore. They think they have arrived. You don't make the Olympics and then you quit working out with your coach. You don't make the Olympics and not continue to learn new things and work on your strategies and get better and better and better. I mean, that's when that 1 second counts. That's when, and like in vocals, that's when the certain licks count. That's when in mentoring with network marketing, that's when those tiny tricks, the tiny things count when you get higher up. Okay, so it's really important. Now, okay, so the universe is in constant flux. We're always fluctuating. The whole universe is one big movement. It's always energy. It's always moving. So if you are not moving forward, then it stands to reason you're moving back. So you have to keep learning and growing to move forward. Even if you fail, even if you fall, even if you have a problem, then pick yourself back up and keep learning. If you're doing it wrong, if you make a mistake, if you have problems, we all do, it's life. Life happens. And we're all bumping around into everything's free agency. We're bumping around in the free agency of the elements and disease and the free agency of nature and the free agency of other people making mistakes and the free agency of us making mistakes. So we're going to fail at some time and we're going to make mistakes and we're going to have problems. But it's getting back up and learning something new and doing it again. And saying, this is my goal. I'm going to do this. I totally believe that you should learn something new like every 5 years. Like when I was 50, I learned to play tennis. I had never done a sport in my whole life. I was not an athlete and I wasn't in shape. I didn't even work out. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't do anything. I was just a singer, whatever, actress, whatever. I didn't do any workouts. And so when my husband, who is a tennis coach, was saying, let's go play tennis, I only lasted 15 minutes on the tennis court, which is embarrassing, yeah, but that's the truth. And then in a half an hour, I'm tired. Okay, we're done. I can't do this anymore. And my poor husband was so patient with me while I was going, I can't even hardly do this. And then finally I learned how to serve. And then I learned how to return. And I learned a few things, and in 5 years after the time I started, we won a gold medal at the Senior Olympics in tennis. Like, yeah, you can actually achieve something. When I was 55, I wanted to learn to oil paint, and so I said, okay, let's learn to oil paint. I had never done art in my life. I hadn't done anything, so I started with sketching. I took some classes. I talked to people. And now I'm so thankful. I wish everybody took art lessons when they were young because it opens up your eyes. So now everywhere you go, maybe you only have an hour or 2 hours or 5 hours or 1 day a week that you can actually do, like maybe oil painting or tennis or a hobby, because, I have a successful network marketing business, so I can't do that all the time. But when I do want to oil paint, it's so fun because I can look at things when I go shopping or when I'm driving around or when I go on a vacation. Everything becomes a work of art. Look at the ocean. Oh my gosh, it's a work of art. Look at that tree. Oh my gosh, it's a work of art. Everything becomes part of your awareness. And anytime you learn something new, it becomes part of your awareness. And that awareness helps you to grow. It helps you to learn. And 5 years later, I started selling oil paintings. So it's not selling it like full time. I just have sold a few paintings. I'm not making it sound like I'm really that cool. But anyway, I'm just saying, okay, so what if you're a 75-year-old piano player and you have been a pianist your whole life and you you've won the Gina Bachauer Award, or you've just done some amazing things in your life, and you are this amazing pianist, but now your fingers are stiff and sore and you can't move them, or you had a stroke and you can't move one of your arms. What if that skill has gone away because your physical activity is no longer there? Then get a new skill. Find a new hobby. Find something you can do. Find something you can be good at. And that's when you're going to need a support system. Perhaps you're going to need a child, a friend, a relative, somebody to help you to be able to do your next skill. Just like Christopher Reeve, he was Superman. He was the actor that played Superman. He was in all these movies. He was famous. He was amazing. And he fell off a horse and broke his neck. He fell off this horse. He's broken his neck. He's completely paralyzed from the from the neck down. He had a hard time learning how to eat and breathe again. I mean, he had difficulties in his physical life his first year or so after. And then after he managed to get to that success level, his wife was wonderful. What a great support system. She said, let's write a book. And he wrote a book. She helped him, but he wrote a book of all the things that he's been through. It's called Nothing is Impossible, because it isn't. Because he went through terrible, terrible things. He's completely paralyzed. He doesn't even have his body. But his wife, his support system, is helping him to write a book called Nothing is Impossible. And then he starts lecturing. Then he starts going on Oprah. And he went on Barbara Walters. He made Barbara Walters cry. And whenever anybody gets, I mean, all the famous people are afraid to go with Barbara Walters because she makes everyone cry. She gets into their hardest, deepest heartfelt problems. And he made Barbara Walters cry because he is so persistent and was so wise and had gone through so much, and yet he was so persistent. He kept learning, he kept growing, he kept doing, even in his horrible situation. So I would just really hope that you got some value from this today, that perhaps whatever you're going through, that you can pick up yourself and say, I can keep learning. I can try something new. I can still be a valuable human being that can just really help this world somehow. And then pray about it. Find something that you can do, and find the support system, the people that you need to have around you, and you will be successful. I just know it. So I believe in you. Keep learning.